welcome to Album Club Week 87. This week we listen to Getaway by Orion's Son, chosen by Ryder for our 2022 Album Club rotation, even though we're pretty deep into 2023, but alas. Ryder, tell us about the choice and what you thought and the score.
I thought this was Justin's album the entire week for some reason.
I kind of see this. We'll see if Justin liked it or not. I can see Justin liking this though. But anyway, Ryder, go.
That surprises me. I picked this album because, for a few reasons. I've been listening to Dirty Dancer a lot recently. It's a song that someone very close to me introduced me to, and it's something that helps me still feel connected with them now that I've moved, and so this song means a lot to me personally. And then also Aiden from the Yard was streaming the other day, and or 2 weeks ago or something, and they played it, and I was like, hell yeah, this song is great. And I think this entire album gives very bisexual energy is what I'll say. And I'm with that. And yeah, so I kind of chose it having only listened to it once through before, I think, and pretty quickly, so I didn't actually know what I was gonna think of it, but I absolutely loved the first 4 tracks entirely. And then I'm always pretty wary of interlude tracks because I feel like they're very hit or miss, and I think a lot of the time they're very boring, and I don't really rock with them most of the time. But I really enjoyed this one, and I think that this was a very short album that felt slightly longer, which is something that I've generally knocked albums for, but for some reason I kind of appreciated that about this one, in the sense that because I know that the album or the EP is so short, I felt like it was throughout the interlude I felt like this was the last song, and then Celebration came on, and I was like, this makes me happy that there's more music on this album, because that's what I want, and I wish it was a full-length album. I can definitely understand how people might think that it's a little too one note. I feel like there's definitely a lot of songs that have very similar vibes. I personally really like that vibe, so it doesn't bother me too much, but I do wish there was a little bit more diversity. And I do like how the album kind of has kind of a bell curve in has kind of a bell curve in terms of pacing. I think it gets kind of more I don't even want to say upbeat, but a little more upbeat in the middle, and then it really tones down on the instrumentals at the end, and it gets really, really slow, I think. And I really enjoy how the album finishes with the ending notes. I think are just really pretty. It's the last 5 seconds of the album. And then I also really love the transition from Dirty Dancer to Without You. I just love how Dirty Dancer ends and Without You begins, and it's kind of very fluid. So yeah, I mean, I really love this album. And I'd give it probably an 8.9.
8.9. Thank you, Ryder.
9.1.
9.1.
I don't give enough nines.
No, I like it. Really good review. Thank you, Ryder. On to me. I think that it will probably surprise no one to hear that this is not my music of choice. Definitely just genre-wise, I'm not for me to enjoy R&B, it's got to be pretty out there. So, not really my speed. Like you said, Ryder, it being one note being a positive for you, which is totally valid, very not a positive for me, because I'm not crazy about that note per se. It's just not my genre. I gotta give huge props to the first 2 tracks. I think that this album starts super, super, super strong. I love the sample flip on intro. Super catchy hook. Big fan of intro. Pressure also, I found pretty enjoyable. It's, again, it's not my genre, so it's not exactly my cup of tea. I'm probably not going to go out of my way to listen to it, but I was super vibing with it. I think that the hook was super catchy on that one as well. It got stuck in my head at one point, and it was before I really got to know this project super well. So I was like, "What song is that?" And then I was like, "Oh shit, that's the Album Club album." Because at first listen, I thought I didn't like this like at all, but some things about it grew on me. Um, After the first two tracks, I didn't really enjoy the rest of it very much at all. I found that like you mentioned, one note and also kind of not particularly inspired. Like I've heard a lot that sounds like this just from like Lauren's playlists because Lauren likes this genre of music. So it just didn't feel like anything that interesting happened post track one with that sample flip. But track one's great. Track two had a nice catchy hook that I enjoyed. All that being said, I'm going to give it like a 4.3. All right, on to Simon.
I also am not a huge R&B guy, so I was not sure what to think about this one going in. I quite liked it on the first listen, but then the more I listened to it, I felt like there wasn't much to dig into. Like, I don't know. I wasn't like really exploring anything new. It was just kind of, I got it on the first listen, and I don't know. I think it's fine. I don't think it's super interesting. It kind of reminds me of 070 Shake, who I kind of like. I like the first two tracks on this, and then I kind of like the last two tracks, but the middle of this I find really boring. I'm gonna give it a 6.2.
All right, thank you, Simon. On to Ethan.
Yeah, I also wasn't necessarily the biggest fan of this. Just in general, it was. I mean, like, I know it's like the style, but it was a little too slow, and I was getting a little bored throughout it all. There were definitely parts that I was able to really appreciate, but they're a little few and far between. And I feel like I haven't really given a negative score in a while. So I'm going to go with a 4.5.
4.5. Thank you, Ethan. Yeah, I was also just thinking, like, man, it's been a really long time. The last score I gave that was 5 or lower was Pizza Hotline, and, like, before that, even, like, Lips EP I also gave. Wow, Ethan, you got back-to-back 5s from me. That's funny.
Damn, you have bad taste. That's fine.
Damn, you got bad taste. That's funny. Ethan, did you listen to the Waste Blood album? What's the score for that?
That's also going to be a sub 5 for me.
Oh.
I'm going to go with I think I was at a 4.9 for that one. Like, it was just on there.
4.9. All right. Thank you, Ethan, for the score as well for last week. Appreciate it. And the review. And that brings us to Lauren.
So I really like this album. I didn't think it was like anything like too special. But I don't know. I really liked it. I had it on for a little bit, and I was just like kind of like doing random stuff. I don't know. It was just it's pretty enjoyable for me. I do like this genre, so I probably give this 7.6.
7.6. Thank you, Lauren. On to Justin.
I've never really like gone on my way to listen to R&B, but I actually quite enjoyed this. I thought the vibes were really good. I love the duration because it's a good little intro for me. It wasn't too much. It kept it simple, I feel, which also helped a lot. And I think the simplicity added to the vibes. It was very pleasant to listen to. Very relaxing, calming, but still like upbeat and happy. Yeah, I just vibed with this, honestly. I'm just gonna give it 7.4.
7.4. Thank you, Justin. Also called it. Told you this was a Justin project. Had a
You had
feeling.
you had a little bit of a foreshadowing off my one statement I gave you.
You gave me a statement about this? I straight up don't remember.
You were like, have you listened to the new album? And then I said, I listened to the beginning and I started to enjoy it. And then you were like, oh, well, the rest is bad.
That sounds like me, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Justin. I don't remember that conversation, but I believe you that it happened. Probably while we were like playing Rocket League, and I was just
Yeah,
not paying
yeah.
attention.
Yeah.
On to reaping.
Well, in my case, I've been getting into a lot of R&B recently, and it's a genre that a lot of people are liking recently. For example, the new SZA album SOS just came out not too long ago. That's a big example on R&B there, and I do enjoy that too, and a lot of people are enjoying that a lot. So, yeah. But about this album, I actually enjoyed it. I do like this kind of music to actually chill out when I'm doing like homework or like if I'm doing chores in the house. I do like this kind of music to just be out. I do understand the one note that was going on, but for me, it's not a bad thing. I do enjoy listening to the one noteness here and there with these kinds of albums because it just makes it like really chill. And I do like the simplistic things that the album has. That I like the vocals. That it's the more prominent thing of the album here. And of course, you have the instrumentals and stuff that like it just makes it everything like cohesive, and it sounds really good. I do agree with most of what you guys said, so I really don't have much to say, but I did enjoy it though. I'll give it like a 8.7.
An 8.7. Thank you, Reaping. All right, let us move on to favorite tracks. Ryder.
Dirty Dancer, for sure.
Gotcha. Thank you, Ryder. On to me. I'm going to go with intro. On to Simon.
I will also go with intro.
All right, on to Ethan.
I will also go with Dirty Dancing.
Oh. All right, tiebreaker. On to Lauren.
I like Pressure.
Oh, still a tie.
Not allowed.
On to Justin.
I like Pressure.
Oh, wow, Reaping. You got a big responsibility here. What's your favorite song, Reaping?
Dirty Dancer.
Oh, and there it is. Dirty Dancing takes it. We never
Appreciate that, Reaping.
we never really think about like which is the overall favorite usually. I think it's because normally the albums are long enough that there's like more diversity in choice, but on a shorter one like this, it just kind of Anywho, thank you everybody. Let's move on to least favorite tracks. On to Ryder.
Also, I will say that the only reason that I think I'm fine with it being like kind of one note is because it's so short. I think if it had like one or two more songs, I think it would have bothered me. But yeah, also
I agree with
I also liked how I think this is a pretty versatile album in the sense that I think there are a lot of things that I would enjoy doing while listening to this. I like reading to this, and I like cooking to this. Both those are very fun times listening to this album. As far as least favorite songs, I don't know why I haven't thought about this, but I think I'm gonna go with Celebration.
All right, thank you, Ryder. On to me. I'm also going to go with Celebration. Just a bit slow for a closer. Just didn't bring me anything, really. I felt no conclusiveness. It felt very bleh. Felt whatever. On to Simon.
Celebration was actually probably my second favorite song, even though I thought it was pretty meh. But I think my least favorite is definitely Concrete. It is so boring. I fall asleep every time.
Concrete's up there for me for least favorite as well. Thank you, Simon. On to Ethan.
I am also a part of the Celebration train.
Nothing to celebrate about there. Thank you, Ethan. On to Lauren.
I'll also have to say Concrete.
Oh, do we have another tie brewing? Thank you, Lauren. On to Justin.
I'm gonna go Without You interlude. I found it more slow songy, less R&B, and I like the R&B aspect of the album.
All right, thank you, Justin. On to Reaping.
I will say, I
Oh.
don't like that those songs are back to back.
Yeah.
I just wish that they had like some sort of buffer in between those.
Yeah, I agree.
Almost like an interlude.
I think it's the order where they put the songs and stuff in there. I don't know. The middle seems pretty meh for me, at least.
So what's your least favorite song then, Reaping?
I would say Concrete.
Oh, is
Oh,
that a
that's
tie? Did we end up tying? We did.
I think so.
I actually kind
I-
of liked Concrete.
I was gonna say I feel like Reaping had to have chosen Concrete as their least favorite because they said the middle of the album was like meh, but Dirty
Yeah.
Dancer was
Yeah.
their favorite song, and they gave it an 8.7, and I'm like, they have to hate Concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have to get Orion's son to break the tie.
Orion son, which one of those two songs do you like less?
Which do you think is terrible?
All right. Well, that does it. Anybody got any closing remarks on this project? All right, we are moving on then to the last pick in the 2022 rotation, which will be for me. And let me tell you all, I have been just up at night, mind erasing as to what the fuck I want to choose, because there's just so many great albums from this year that I want all your opinions on. But I have decided, because of the purpose of how much I love this genre, as well as the fact that, as far as I'm aware, we basically not even come close to doing any like real punk records in this club. I think the closest thing ever was The Garden's Kiss My Super Bowl Ring, which is not raw punk. You know, there's a lot of electronic influence and a lot of stuff going on. Because of all that, I'm going to pick Baby by Patrol Girls.
Is it not petrol? I always thought that was how it was pronounced.
Is it pronounced petrol? I could
I
be
don't know.
pronounced.
I thought it was like petroleum.
It could be me that's pronouncing it wrong.
Petrol?
I honestly don't know.
I also
No,
honestly
it's
don't
definitely
know.
Petrol, isn't it? That's how Petrol is spelled. Petrol is with an I.
Wouldn't that be Patral?
Instead of
Search
the E.
Google.
Oh,
Just-
oh, Petrol Girls.
That's crazy that you thought I meant instead of the O.
I am illiterate. Honorable mentions.
They're an English. They're an English punk rock. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to give so many honorable mentions. Honorable mentions to, just for things I almost picked. Fuck. I'm scrolling. Hold. Super Champon by Otoboke Beaver was something I really came close to picking. I Love You, Jennifer B by Jockstrap was something I was really close to picking. Cave World by Viagra Boys was something I was really close to picking. Hellfire by Black Midi. Freewave Lucifer Fuck by Of Montreal. Get Fucked by The Chats. That would have been a fun one.
I love the chats. I wish you had picked that.
Did you listen to Get Fucked? It's a really good album.
I'm not sure. I just know that I've listened to some of their stuff.
Opening track is one of my favorite tracks they've ever made. 6 Liter GTR. It's so fun. It's such a fun song. The Garden's Horse Shit on Route 66. Pussy Riot's Monarchy Now. I was actually thinking about doing Tublo's Dirt Femme. I actually really like that album, despite it being pretty inconsistent. And then Guppy's album that they dropped like really early this year, You're It, was on my list of potential ones, but I settled with this because I don't think we've ever had a hardcore punk or a Riot Girl record in this club.
I did not realize that Pink Shift had put out an album last year. I would have definitely picked that one.
It's not good.
Ooh.
Is it not? That's really sad.
Yeah, they have some good singles, but the album did not hit. I am up.
That's sad.
All right, I'm gonna do the outro. Hey, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, let us know what you thought of Getaway by Orion Sun in the comments, and be sure to listen to what I just picked. Baby by Petrol Girls. Also, now that we're at basically the end of this rotation, and I'll probably say this again next week, let us know what your favorite album of the year was. I still don't really know what mine was. Probably Hellfire by Black Midi, but I don't know. Too hard to pick. Anywho,
That is a great one.
everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye.